Welcome students of Standard 10 to a new video in grammar, possessive adjectives and pronouns. This is a topic you have been studying, at least the possessive adjectives, right from class 8. So you should already be familiar with it. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to discuss it in the format as it appears for you for your board exam. So let's look at it from that point of view in this video. Possessive adjectives and pronouns for class 10. Now, for your board exam, you are given a sentence with two blanks in it. It has to be either filled with a possessive adjective or a pronoun. Now, both may be possessive adjectives also. That could be the case. It's not necessary that it has to be one adjective, one pronoun. Some cases it could be both adjectives. Now, how do you decide whether you're using an adjective or a pronoun? You have to look at this, follow this rule. Remember, an adjective is something that describes the noun. So if you don't have a noun, you cannot use an adjective. Okay, so when the blank is followed by a noun, that is when there is a noun, you have to use the possessive adjective. Okay, when there is no noun, as in when the blank is not followed by a noun, you'll have to use a possessive pronoun because the pronoun replaces the noun. So if there is no noun, then you have every right to use a pronoun. So this is how you decide whether you use an adjective or a pronoun. It's pretty simple. Now, when you're considering a sentence of possessive adjectives for your board exam, you have to look at two aspects. Okay, one is the possessor, the one who is possessing, the one to whom the object belongs, and the second thing you have to look at is the object. Okay, the possessor is the one to whom the object belongs, and the object is what is the thing that is being possessed. Okay, the thing that is possessed is the object. So the possessor will be one of the six persons: je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle, plural. Okay, that will be your possessor. Then your object, you have to concern yourself with the number and gender of the object: masculine singular, feminine singular, or plural. Okay, in the plural, we're not bothered about the gender. Masculine singular or feminine singular or both plural. So this is a table which you will have to memorize. Okay, at the moment you memorize this and you can imagine it in your head, the faster your work will become because you just have to follow the table and you will get your answers. Okay, now there is one note, one exception that you need to be wary of. In case you have a singular noun starting with a vowel, okay, you have to use the masculine possessive adjective by default. You do not consider the gender when you have a singular noun starting with a vowel. So you can see for the last three persons, masculine singular and feminine singular is the same. Okay. Now, for the first three persons, this is where the rule is important for je, tu, and il or elle possessors. Okay, if you have a singular noun starting with a vowel for these possessors, you have to use the masculine possessive adjective by default. Okay, even if your noun is feminine. So, for example, mon aventure and not ma aventure. Aventure is an adventure. Okay, there's actually feminine, but we do not consider the gender. If you want to say my adventure, you do not consider the gender because it starts with the vowel. Okay, so even if it is feminine starting with the vowel, you will use the masculine possessive adjective. Mon aventure. Same way, ton experience, not ta experience. Even though experience is a feminine noun, it starts with a vowel, so you have to give it the masculine possessive adjective, ton experience, your experience. Okay, so this is how you solve this exercise on possessive adjectives and pronouns. You first need to decide whether you're using an adjective or a pronoun to fill in the blanks. That is step one. Okay, so let's look at this example. Tu viens de finir dash devoir. Rohan a-t-il fini dash. Now look at the first sentence first. Okay, dash devoir. This is a noun here, so you have to use an adjective in this blank. Now, how do you decide which adjective? Look at the possessor, comes at the start of the sentence. Who's the possessor here? Tu. So you are looking in this column, okay, the tu column. Then look at the object is devoir, which is homework, masculine, singular. So you are looking in this row. Where do the rows and columns meet? Where is the intersection? In the tu column, you're looking at the masculine singular row. It is this, ton. Okay, so your answer for this blank will be ton. It's as simple as that. Now, let's look at the list of pronouns. Okay, this is also the table of the possessive pronouns that you will have to memorize to make your work a lot easier. Okay, now look at this. Now we're looking at the second blank. Look at the second blank. Is there a noun following the second blank? No. there is a question mark, that means you have to use the possessive pronoun. If there was a noun here, you would have to use an adjective again. Now there is no noun, so you have to use a pronoun. Okay, so now how do you find the pronoun from this big fat table? Okay, the category of the object remains the same as it was in sentence 1. So sentence 1, you are looking at masculine singular, so you continue looking at that same masculine singular row only. The object row will not change. Okay, but the possessor will change. The possessor is not the same from the first sentence. Okay, the possessor will change in the second sentence. So you have to use the correct pronoun according to the new possessor in sentence 2. So you're looking at the same row for the object, but you're looking at the new possessor. Now the new possessor here is Rohan. Rohan falls into il, third person, il or el. So you are looking at this column. Now in masculine singular il and el, the intersection is here, le sia. So that becomes your answer. So this is the way you have to go about this sentence on possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Now I'm going to solve some for you, so you get to see how it works. I have put these two tables of adjectives in black and pronouns in gray, so that you can see how easy it becomes when you know the table. Okay, so le professeur ouvre dash livre. So livre is following the blank here. That means it's a noun. You have to use an adjective here. So look at the possessor as the professor becomes il. Okay, livre is the noun, is masculine plural, is the object. So masculine plural object and your possessor is il. You have to find the intersection is here, say. So your answer for the first blank is say. Okay, second blank, vous devez ouvrir dash. Now remember, the object is the same, so you're looking at masculine plural only. Look at the new possessor is vous. So in masculine plural, under vous you have les, votre. So that becomes your answer there. Why are we using a pronoun here? Because there is nothing after the blank. Let's look at the next one. J'aime beaucoup dash maison. Maison is a noun, so you have to use an adjective here. Daryl et son frère Daniel aiment-ils dash. After the second blank, there is no noun, so you have to use a possessive pronoun. So look at the first sentence now. The possessor is je. The object is maison, which is feminine singular. So under je, feminine singular is ma. So you have to use ma. Okay. Now in the second blank, remember we're using a pronoun because there is no noun here. So you're looking at the same category of object, which is feminine singular. You're looking at this row. Now look at the new subject. Daryl et son frère Daniel. His two boys becomes il. Okay, so under feminine singular il, you have la, leur is the correct pronoun. Okay. Next one. Lina admire dash actrice favorite. Tu admires dash. So after the first blank, you have the noun here, actrice. So this has to be followed. This has to be filled in with a possessive adjective. After the second blank, you have nothing, which tells you have to use a possessive pronoun here. Okay. So dash actrice, you have to use a possessive adjective. Now look at the subject, or the possessor is Lina, which becomes L. So you're looking here. Actrice is noun. This is the exception. Okay, because you have a singular noun which starts with a vowel, you do not consider the gender of that noun. Okay, singular noun starting with a vowel, you straight away take the masculine possessive adjective even if it's feminine. So this is actually actress, which is feminine, but you do not consider the gender because it's a singular noun starting with a vowel. You straight away take the masculine possessive adjective from that particular row. So Lina is L, straight away it will become so, because it's a singular noun starting with a vowel. Okay. Now next one, you have to take the correct category of object for the possessive pronoun. Now actress becomes feminine singular, so you look in the feminine singular line. The new possessor is tu. So under tu, feminine singular, you have la tienne. So that is your answer. And the last one, nous allons au parc avec dash ami. So in this blank, you have to obviously put an adjective because it is followed by a noun. So let's find out the correct adjective. The subject here, or the possessor, is nous. So you're looking under nous. Ami is masculine plural, friends. So under nous, masculine plural is nos. So it becomes nous allons au parc avec nos amis. Then second sentence, vous allez avec dash pen. Now here in the second sentence also you have a noun coming after the blank, therefore you have to use a possessive adjective again, okay, because there is a noun after the blank, use a possessive adjective. Don't be under the impression that because the first blank is a possessive adjective, the second blank will automatically be a pronoun. It is not always that way. Sometimes you may get two adjectives. So this is a noun, so you have to use an adjective again. Now, in this case, the object as well as the possessor both have changed. So if you see, the new object is pair, is masculine singular. Okay, remember you're back looking at the adjectives. Masculine singular object, the new possessor is vous. So under masculine singular, you have vous is votre. So that becomes your answer. Nous allons au parc avec nos amis. Vous allez avec votre père. So that is the brief as to how you systematically, logically go about this exercise on possessive adjectives and pronouns. You will not make a mistake. You have two sentences like this for your board exam. You have to answer any one. Carries a grand total of 1 mark. You have half mark per blank. I want you to attempt this exercise as practice, and I'll solve it for you in a Solve With Me video separately. Thank you.